comes in having a spirit-filled relationship. And so a lot of this happens even while dating. What type of individual? And being truthful, while dating, okay, I want you to know that on Saturdays I don't wear these type of clothes, and this is the only outfit that I wear, and I'm looking good because I want to impress you. And so the individual need to understand that this is the only one suit I got.
And I understand about couples trying to impress each other, but
Yeah.
it is so important to discuss y'all finances before you get married and throughout the marriage.
Yes.
Let's just say, I think every year, especially around taxes, tax season, but every year there should be a time where you and your spouse come together, sit down, and discuss your
Right.
finances. I mean, every year, because you may you could have gotten a promotion or you could have got a demotion, and then you could have had a child the next year.
Yep.
And that alone, having a baby alone is very expensive.
Yep.
So you need to sit down and see what has changed. Talk about what has changed. Set some new goals every year. Look and see. Look back and see if the goals that you set, if you've accomplished them, and just kind of make new goals, because it's very important that you kind of look at your finances, not keep going, just going and going and going, because times change. The cost of living changes. You're gonna have to, see what you need to scale back on, if any.
And be willing that if something change, come back to the table. Because you may set goals at the beginning of the year, whenever, but in the fourth month of the year, something changed, a lifestyle change, income is. Why am I?
We get some money, they say hands get itchy.
Somebody, money coming my way. So being willing to say, hey, this is what's going on. So what do we need to do? Because I'm telling you, finances and struggling can add tension, unnecessary tension to the marriage. And being real with each other that, hey, we can't continue to do this. If not, we're going to continue to get deeper and deeper and deeper. That goes down to major purchases. At what point, establishing a limit in terms of if something is a certain cost, when do I come and consult with my spouse about it?
Right.
Setting that limit. And then what do you think about separate checking accounts?
Well,
because some people say put it all in one pot. Others say, have one pot and two separate accounts. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think that it's actually up to the couple. That's something neither here nor there as far as, which is, of our concern. I do think to every, marriage, every couple, that's, to its own.
Because some couples struggle with that, especially if you got a checking account and now you're getting married. So how the bill's gonna get paid? Now you got to decide who account the bill is going to come out of. It's all about communicating.
Right.
Talking about it.
Yeah. If you want to keep your own separate checking accounts and you do not want to share that information, and you just, and that's your choice. But you definitely need to talk about which bills are you going to pay.
Yeah.
I think your spouse should definitely know what you earn. You don't need to be keeping that many secrets.
We talked about secrets last time.
Keep that many secrets. Like y'all do need to know what each other earn.
Thank y'all.
The cost of but at the same time, hey sis, at the same time, you let your spouse know what y'all earning, and if you don't want to have the same checking account, you still discuss, okay, what bills are you gonna pay? What bills am I gonna pay? And then if you do decide to do the joint checking account, then you still need to discuss how much are we gonna set an allowance for ourselves. A lot of women set allowances for themselves, or in men too. How much to take out for leisure activities, fun, social activities. All of those things need to be discussed because you two are one. So
yeah,
you
we
know,
supposed to be.
supposed to be one, and that goes for your
That's
check.
everything.
That
Yeah.
goes for your money too. But I do know some couples that don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for whatever reason, I don't think you should hide
Mm-mm.
the your earnings from your spouse.
Yeah, because it can be a source of tension.
Hmm.
So it brings up a subject about prenups.
Okay, we
You
talk about
got you
and.
got individuals that's successful, making good money, or not so making good money. What do you think about prenups? I want those of you who are watching, in terms of prenuptial agreements, and we're talking from a Christian household perspective. But we see where people have prenuptial agreements.
But it's not a sin.
It's not a sin, but what you feel about it?
Well, I
And,
my personal opinion about a prenuptial agreement,
right,
even though it's not a sin,
it's not a sin.
it indicates to me. Let me just say it.
Go ahead.
It indicates to me that you don't trust your spouse, that you are, or that you don't trust the relationship, or where Now I understand the end result when you have a nasty divorce, and now you'll be glad that you got that prenup,
right? Yeah.
But at the beginning, it just seems so, like you don't trust that y'all are gonna stay together.
See, yes.
So why are you in the marriage?
Yeah.
But there's a but. At the end, I've seen some nasty divorces. Well, on television, with the celebrities. Now, maybe the celebrities are just different.
Well, no,
they may have to get a prenup.
Why? It's the same thing with non-celebrities.
Like non-celebrities don't have as much money as the celebrities.
But there are some cases where people, couples who are successful, and have some money, and come in and have assets like cars and rental houses, and when they come together, they say, hey, you need to sign this prenup.
Yeah, but it does question. You have to find what's the purpose of us getting married if we can't trust each other.
Yeah.
Now on the flip side, I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence because on the flip side, if we're saying let's sit down, we love each other so much to it until it's not gonna matter if something were to happen. It's not gonna matter if we go our separate ways and take our money that came with it.
So watch this. Veronica said, my opinion is the prenup is a way of escape. If you have the conversation before the union, you're putting everything on the table. However, I don't know how to.
Yeah.
I kind of take the idea of prenuptial agreements is basically what we're saying is, in the case that this marriage don't work, then we're gonna make agreement beforehand. This how it sounds. We're gonna make an agreement beforehand that if this thing don't work out, then this is what you can do or can have or cannot have. So I'm taking the stance on you already assuming, you already said that you already declaring, and you already have in the back of your mind that the marriage is not going to work out. So, if you're gonna marry somebody to death do us part, all right, then what's the use of coming into the marriage saying what if?
Yeah.
So a prenuptial agreement is saying what if? Well, I'm coming into marriage, unless with prenuptial agreements, I know I got some things that may cause you to divorce me later on. Okay. So why get married?
Well, you just want to give it a try.
See, why is this so hard? No, why is this so hard? Prenuptial agreement. Let's see. See, yeah, that's it. Because So, but these are some of the things that, and watch this, we allow what we see on TV to impact.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised at the couples that's trying to live their marriage based on Atlanta Housewives.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Trying to keep
And
up
we
with
watch
y'all.
it so much, and they begin to idolize that lifestyle, and now you take on the same behaviors as them folks.
Yeah.
And so, and you bring that in, and then you bring that into your marriage,
Yeah.
and you think that's real. Of course, that's entertainment, y'all.
Yeah, it is.
It's entertainment. And so, I don't think you ought to come into a marriage saying, if we get a divorce,
Right.
because you're not giving it a chance.
That's true.
Now, we've seen,
But now I've seen like in premarital counseling, I think the person that's doing it, the pastor or the counselor, I think they do cover
I know I do.
they do cover what if your spouse bring in a child, like you
Right.
have, and
Yep.
so those are what ifs.
Yep.
So maybe
That's different. That's different.
you gotta ask all
That's
the
a different what if.
the what ifs.
That's a different what if. That's a different what if in terms of a child. Nah.
So what if? Well,
So-
that's,
So what I say is, when it comes, and what we're talking about, y'all, is finances in marriage.
yes,
And this,
financial hardship.
and you know what, the scripture is clear about this. Where your treasure is, there your heart is.
Yeah.
And so even with that, you'll find, and this is why finances can impact the heart of the relationship. You see how that you see how that
Yes.
finance can attack the heart of relationship, and that's why it causes so much tension.
Yeah.
What if we're trying to keep up with the Joneses, that I get a second job?
Right.
When do I have time for you?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
What if I'm creating all this and trying to have this image, and now we do have to get separate jobs. We have to get 2 extra jobs when we got time to work on a relationship.
Right. That's true.
You remember in one of the sessions we said wherever you make deposits to have a right to withdraw. So if you make all your deposits into your job and trying to have this standard, I don't know when you're gonna have time to enjoy it. No way.
Right.
But the relationship is gonna suffer.
Yeah. Yeah. So going back to the beginning. So it is very important. Just doing a little recap, because we weren't gonna be over here long. So just better make go.
Oh yeah. How much percent we still got left in this thing?
We
we got 22 minutes.
Okay. All right. So it's very important that you talk about your finances, and if you haven't spoken about your finances or discussed them yet this year, go ahead and talk about it again.
Yep.
About the things that you have coming up, the goals and the things that you want to do within the next 2 to 3 years. What is that going to take? Do you need to start back? Do you need to start putting money back? Do you need to start check your savings out? If your savings not looking at the par, then how much money do you want to start putting back in your savings and different things like that? If it's not but $25 a month, whatever it is, what kind of goals you're gonna do?
I think that in terms of bills, debt, couples definitely sit down and say, you know what, at the end of this year, we want to alleviate this debt. There's another topic I want to bring up that I think, from the man point of view, I think when we get married and definitely have children, I think it's very selfish to not take out life insurance.
Okay.
I don't think, I don't want to, and couples have to get educated on that, especially in the church. We're going to live forever, either on this side or that side. So in terms of life insurance, I think every
that's a what if.
Yeah. What you mean? What if?
What if your spouse dies?
So life insurance.
What if you get divorced?
No, that's different. One is by one you can't control, the other one you can't. So life insurance.
Yeah.
Taking out life insurance policies, I think is very selfish that people don't, because I just think
you
it's
set
selfish.
yourself up for you're setting yourself up for financial hardship if you don't take out life
Yeah,
insurance.
and something happened, and now you're leaving. Even when you ain't here, you're leaving that burden. I'm gonna tell y'all a good example. I think the most honorable thing in my family, my uncle, they had called hospice in, and they had given him some days.
Mm-hmm.
He now this is very honorable. This is honorable. He went. He planned everything. He went down to the funeral home.
Mm-hmm.
He picked out the casket.
Mm-hmm.
He picked out the suit. And we don't like to talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
And he picked out. He did the program. He even called me and asked me to utilize it,
Mm-hmm.
so that his family wouldn't have to deal with all that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's you talking about honorable.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about pre-planning and planning.
Yeah.
I think that was very honorable, and I think that's what love does.
Yeah.
That's what love does.
So if there are any spouses,
You finna go take out.
if there are any spouses, it's okay to sit down and talk about life insurance.
Yep.
It's okay to talk to your spouse and say, we just go up there together and get one on each other together.
Yep.
So now the problem's gonna come in if you get one on your spouse and they don't know about it. And then they're gonna start thinking that,
Yeah, what you trying to do? You gonna lace my coffee?
You trying to set something up to get rid of me? That's gonna be a problem. But if you talk about it and just say, I want to make sure that you're financially stable.
Right.
If this thing take a left turn, then go up there together and get life insurance, life insurance policy for both of your mates. You get one on, and then they get one on you, and then with your children. I mean, no one ever wants to think about death happening to them.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's my baby. I don't ever want. No, I mean, it's just life. It's a way of life. You get them on your kids as well.
Yeah.
We have all our.
Yeah.
We've set ourselves up, and even though you take one out for your children, just in case anything happens, the way they can't take one out on you because they're underage. But when you do your beneficiary, you list your children down as beneficiaries, so they can, they'll be set as well to be able to get a piece of the pie.
Yeah. So why it's gotta be pie? Why it's gotta be sweet?
Piece of the cake.
This why it's gotta be. So y'all, this is mature conversation in couples, and we go back to why we're having this discussion in terms of financial planning, because it stresses. That even goes down. There are some individuals that don't have medical insurance because they want it on. They need it to survive.
Yeah.
There's some individuals in terms of retirement. They don't take out no retirement savings. I don't want no insurance because I need that money now, so to speak. And those some of the things that causes tension, because what happens when somebody gets sick, and now there's extra worry. You have to pay the copay, but there's extra worry, and so these are some of the things that as couples we have to consider when it comes down to financial planning, so that we may live have a vibrant relationship, because finances and money, I'm telling you, we've experienced it, can put it, because we're just thinking about every time you go to the mailbox, there's bills. And watch this, Valentine's Day coming up on the 14th, and everybody else, getting their spouse something, and she's wondering, whether or not I'm going to receive something at work, and so all that is impactful. But have that conversation.
Yes, definitely needed.
What are some of the small things that you can do? Just sit down and have a conversation. Okay, needs versus wants.
Right.
This is what we have need. This is what we want, and have that conversation.
Yeah, just scale back. I mean, instead of buying a bouquet of roses, 12 or 24, or a set of roses, then give them one rose and a poem. Write them a song.
Yeah,
Just
teachers on the day, please.
Okay. Well, we didn't come back and do a Valentine's. That'd be good.
Valentine's Day is Wednesday.